after the pause thing. Shit. Yeah, okay. So, um, after the whole Big Bang started, uh, in just a fraction of seconds, matter and space started forming up. Yeah, it all happened in mere seconds. Then the universe grew from smaller than an atom to really big. This must be a very long process. But no, after the Big Bang, only 1 second has passed since all this formed. And after only just 10 minutes, the temperature fell below 1 billion degrees Celsius. And that was able to give birth to new particles called protons and neutrons. Because I still, right now, I'm not going deep inside protons and neutrons because I still need to learn a bit more about them until I can present you. Anyway, moving on, all you need to know is these protons and neutrons come together and form a new atom, and the first element in the universe was born, the hydrogen. Now the time started moving fast. After millions of years, when hydrogen and gravity started to put it into pressure, they were radiating a lot of energy. It began dissolving our poor friend, hydrogen, and then something new was born. It's called plasma. Plasma is also called the fourth matter. And finally, there was light. And that's how light was formed. Okay, now let's talk about our entry of our hero, Earth. But first, let's discuss how it came into being. When our universe kind of cooled down, everything began to spin. So, scientists are still finding out why, but after everything began to spin, they started to started to put out mighty gravitational forces. And it, uh, ma'am, can I do one thing? Ma'am, can I do one thing? I actually have really difficulty in like switching the slides and all. I'm like constantly switching the tabs, like from the presentation, then document the presentation. Uh, do you
You're using your mouse or something to click,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Instead,
why I'm
use your
stressing out
keyboard.
because I can't.
Use your keyboard left and right arrow to change your slides.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing. Uh, okay, okay, I'll just be present. What? Okay,
Right.
okay. Wait, don't worry. Okay, so they started to put out mighty gravitational forces, and it was actually bigger than those storms you see in the South Indian movies. Not so long Not, not so long after the spinning, one such gravitational force became so mad it formed a remnant of a dead star, or as in simple language, a dead body of a dead star. There were gas particles all around it, and it slowly started piling up on the dead body, like a crowd does. Eventually, it didn't carry it to the hospital. Um, and okay, so instead it formed an accretion disk, or again in simple language, a disk like shape. And guess what, these accretion disks are found in black holes too. Back to the topic. In the next tens and millions of years later, another other small particles of dust and other gas started piling up on the dead body. The crowd got bigger and bigger, so big that it became a literal sphere, and it was large and large enough to call itself a planet. Finally, a dear Earth was formed. Uh, well, I wonder how we came into being. Now, unlike us, Earth was both lucky and unlucky. The lucky thing is that it didn't have to go to school or study. But the unlucky thing is that it had to go through a lot of processes to give birth to organisms. But unfortunately, at the beginning of our young Earth formation, it was covered in lava. Yeah, it was covered in lava, and it was literal a burnt burrito, and it had a poisonous atmosphere. Atmosphere, in simple terms, is our surroundings. But if we say surroundings, uh, it's much bigger. If that wasn't enough, comets and large asteroids hit Earth and constantly bullied it from all angles, making it boil more and more and more. And finally, when school was over for Earth and when Bro graduated, the universe gave Earth another chance and made itself cool. So, wait. Yeah, automatically making Earth cool too. Slowly but surely, the burrito began cooling down, and we don't know how, but water started coming from inside Earth and rose to the surface. But now you might think, how did Earth cover itself with water inside it? Well, that's not what happened. Remember when I told you the Earth was a hot burrito and it just started cooling down? Well, when you cook something in a pan and you put the pan immediately in water, its atmosphere will be cool, but when you touch it, it will still be hot, right? Well, that's the same case for our Earth. The water came out and the Earth was still hot, so the poor water evaporated as soon as it gave birth. But it gave a purpose to Earth before ascending to heaven. It formed steam, and the steam later became clouds, and water slash rain started pouring from the clouds, and thus water was reborn. Remember how I said Earth was bullied? Well, the bullies came back. But this time, com- uh, since the universe cooled down, comets and asteroids began cooling down too, making it an ice comet. And when it hit Earth, it also evaporated, thus creating more water. And slowly, Earth began cooling down, and slowly but surely, it formed a thin crust. Yeah. Wait, shit, not this crust, this crust. Yeah. Um, volcanoes still lived when it cooled down. So volcanoes were now under ocean beds. Ocean bed is simply the landing part of an ocean, or the deepest part where you can touch your feet and come to the conclusion that this thing is really deep. Now, these volcanoes were really mad. They made Earth, a thing looking like them, into a blue planet. Like, what? They started spewing magma up to the ocean in rage to teach the ocean a lesson. Unknown to them, this was the main reason we exist. See, friends, if you do a bad deed, it will be reversed upon you. The magma cooled down in the ocean and formed land and volcanic islands. And there were so many of those volcanoes becoming mad that they spewed a lot more. And there was a load of islands. And gradually, because of the ocean, they started to together to say sorry and piled up into one big continent. This continent is called Pangea. Now there was a hot rock inside Earth. It started to push itself through and the crust below through a process called tectonic plates. This basically means Pangea began to break apart and move away. The pieces of land are referred to as plates, and tectonic plates means they break apart. Keep in mind, this has been happening for a long time. Fun fact, did you know that the plates still move to this day? But don't worry, it doesn't cause earthquakes or anything or make us fall into lava like the movies. This happens really slowly, that even sloths are faster compared to them. These plates move at 4 inches or 10 centimeters per year. Yeah, you heard it right. 4 centimeters in a year. Sounds slow, but as time passes, I'm sure it will be a natural disaster and a big crisis to Earth government. There are many myths on how Earth gave life, but one I strongly believe and doesn't sound that bad is how life came from lightning. This is a unique yet really interesting myth, and yet I believe it. It says that long ago, when lightning was really dangerous, it was really long and really slim. It hit the earth and ocean. When it hit the ocean, particles began to form. I don't know how, but it must be the effects and properties of the lightning beam. Then slowly it evolved into its surrounding. Now, let me tell you a small story similar to this. There were two brother parrots, one Kittu and one Mittu. Now, Kittu was living in the forest, and so was Mittu when he was born. One day, a hunter came and kidnapped Mittu, and thus brought him to his house. Kittu was sad. Kittu was sad, but knew whatever happens by the will of God, and left it. Mittu in the hunter's base listened to the hunter's conversations his whole life, which contains swearing and how to approach animals or kill them. Mittu grew up in such an environment that he became like one of them. Kittu, however, was in this forest enjoying his life. So you see, this is how you evolve in the surroundings. Back to the topic. They evolved into microscopic organisms or microbes. They slowly started to evolve, and since land was created through the mad volcanoes, they thought to live on the land and they practiced going into the land. and eventually these things are now called dinosaurs. Okay, now I'll have to pause because I took the topic of the origin of the universe. Now have everything came to be. So if you want to know more about dinosaurs age, we can do that in phase 2. Well, about this, I got a theory. What if meteors wasn't the thing that killed the dinosaurs? What if it was an alien spaceship, and from that alien spaceship came humans? What do you think about this mind blowing theory? Another really theory, not made by me, but made by a lot of other people, is how Earth is flat. The- what? Here's how to prove them wrong. Watch a ship sail off to sea. Without being in the sky, it is impossible to see the curvature of Earth. Also, curvature is simply curve nature. Okay, so yeah. However, you can see a demonstration of this if you visit a harbor of or any place with a wide open view of the water. If you are able to watch a ship sail off sea, watch its mast and flag as it fades off in the distance, you will notice that in fact it does not fade off into the distance at all. Instead, you will see its flag appear to slowly sink. The ship sailed beyond the point at which you could see it. Just to be sure, bring a pair of binoculars to see you can even farther from distance. Okay, so watch a lunar eclipse. Yeah, sorry. Okay, watch a lunar eclipse. Solar eclipses get all the attention, but if you are able to see a lunar eclipse, you can see evidence that the Earth is indeed round. Here's how it works. Earth passes between the moon and sun, so that the sun projects Earth's shadows onto the moon in the night sky. You've probably seen a partial lunar eclipse without even noticing it. If the moon looks orange, that's a sign of a lunar eclipse. If you've ever seen a total lunar eclipse, you probably noticed that the shadow did not look like this. Okay. Another thing is climbing a tree. Imagine a vast plain, but with but one tree smack in the middle. If the earth was flat, your vision would extend exactly as far while standing at the base of the tree as it would happen when on top of the tree. However, the farther you climb, the farther your line of sight will extend to the horizon. That's because parts of Earth that were occasionally concealed from view by its curved nature are now revealed because your position has changed. Well, anyway, that's all. Yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you liked it, and thank you. Yeah. Uh,
It was brilliant, okay?
That's
It
good.
was
That
mind
was
blowing. I loved the stories.
thank
Okay,
you.
the way you
I'm gonna
presented it.
ask that story
I
is
love the
so
videos,
Yes.
yeah, you
especially the
I love the
Soyusi.
movie.
Very
That was
nice.
Soyusi was good.
Yes. So you see, I allowed that.
There you go.
Because
Vedant, it was so cute. The way you predicted things and you represent with the
yeah,
memes and all, it was really cute. See, you
thank
make
you.
you made everybody listen to your story.
It
Yeah.
was
Very
especially the
interesting.
stories, huh? The
Yeah.
stories about
yeah,
all
the stories
this
were very funny
was
and all.
brilliant.
Very mind blowing,
I
Vedant.
I
Super.
mostly use my imagination.
Yeah, it was really good. And the memes which covered all this was
Thank
really
you.
well done.
Wait, let me just. Okay. Anyway, here's the challenge for you guys. Count how many memes I put in this talk presentation.
One,
Did you go through the
two,
presentation
I only
again?
know
Yeah.
one, two,
Can you guess? Just guess it.
100,
four,
Now,
15.
20.
20.
15.
200
20.
billion,
Now,
Bro, what?
300 billion,
25.
30,
25. 25.
no,
35,
no,
no.
15.
Close.
15.
Ghazal was close. No.
Who's
12.
close?
Ghazal, 35.
What did you say?
35. 36.
36, 36, 40,
No.
37
37.
million.
Yes. 37.
37
Oh,
dreams.
Did you notice
What?
that?
oh my god.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Also, I promise, I literally, mother promise, God promise, gentleman promise, almost every promise. I didn't literally copy anything. I literally
Yeah,
wrote it.
it didn't look like ChatGPT could do this. It's not possible. This is like
Look, just
really
look at
ChatGPT
this.
creative.
could,
This is what I read
ChatGPT is
from.
prepared.
This is what I read. This is like a script. I literally wrote this myself. See,
Ma'am, don't
see.
expect this from me, okay? I don't have any script, okay? Please
Yeah.
don't expect this from me.
Well, I wrote that myself, so
We will
it's okay.
expect
You,
it
you,
from
you all
you.
are different, no? You all can do your presentations in your own way. So that's
Yeah,
totally
I
fine.
don't have script. Okay, I'm not.
That's
I
all.
don't
That's
have.
totally
But
fine.
I
No
will expect
problem.
the exact same thing from you. You better do
Yeah,
it.
I have a question. I'm so sorry. Presentation
Yeah,
was brilliant. Memes were brilliant. Everything.
yeah, no problem.
What is the topic of the presentation?
Origin of the universe.
Okay, origin of the universe. Okay,
Yeah.
because you covered a lot of topics, so I got confused. Because you covered tectonic plates, dinosaurs, evolution of the Earth, all that. So that's why. Okay.
Yeah, you can question answers. Yeah, yeah, you can.
This
Which
is the
one?
best meme ever.
Okay. One second. Shit.
Can you send me
Yeah, I
that?
know, I know.
Send me the so
Okay.
useful, please.
1 second, dude.
I have a question. How long did you take to make this presentation?
Oh, I'm that type of guy who does everything just 1 second before. So it was
Oh,
actually 15 minutes. I woke up in
15
five.
minutes. What?
Yeah, five. No, just listen. Yeah, dude, no, no, not like that. Not like that. 15. How? No, not like that, dude. I woke up in like 5 o'clock and I made this.
Today.
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
You started making it today.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah.
This whole week, what did you do?
No, nothing.
Wait, when did you start?
No, I started researching and all, but the presentation and all the pictures means that I did it.
Okay, okay. Research is the main thing.
The amount of time to find each and every single nice meme to fit the atmosphere, it took
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah. Atmosphere again. Atmosphere.
Thank you.
Vedanth.
Yeah.
Can you send me the so
No.
useful?
Kids.
Right.
Wait, what?
Shooting.
No, I didn't get it. Wait.
Can I
Again.
answer? What?
Bro, the earth will revolve and the moon is revolving. The moon is revolving and rotating on Earth. I mean, yeah.
I, I, I'll answer. I'll answer.
Bro, just stop. This is Vedanth's
Um,
presentation, man.
it will take some time to process. Let me just think. Okay, half moon.
So you see, how what?
I will not see you, Siddharth.
You won't see me, yeah?
Okay, if you wanted to say you are the inventor of moon, but I will not say you. I'll not
I'm
see.
inventor of moon. Okay, patent for
Wow.
me. There's a guy who actually sells land on the moon.
I own the moon.
Now,
Kendra, I will say you on WhatsApp, okay?
Okay,
okay,
because I
it actually happens when only a little part of Earth's shadow falls on the moon or something like that.
okay, I have a question. Can I
Shadow,
also
Yeah,
answer?
yeah, yeah,
moon.
Okay, could you go back to that tectonic plate slide?
yeah, yeah. That I know fully, so you can ask it.
You know it well?
Yeah, I know it. Yeah,
Like really well.
yeah, here, I know it.
Okay, so you can see on the map which has been flattened out, not the globe.
Yeah, yeah,
Can you see around India, the Indian plate?
yeah. Which one? Yeah,
Okay,
here.
let's not look at that. Let's say the the Australian plate.
Okay.
Now you see the Australian plate slightly touches Indonesia, right?
Yeah,
Can you zoom in or something?
yeah.
Like,
Wait.
are you using a laptop?
Yeah. Wait. Okay. This just zooms the screen. It doesn't. So
Okay, never mind. It's fine. So you see over there Australian plate.
Yeah,
Some, yeah, control and scroll won't work here.
yeah, I do.
You see the Australian plate kind of touches
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that,
yeah. I
is that
see it.
Indonesia? I think that's Indonesia, right?
Yeah,
Is it?
it.
I think
No,
it is. So
no.
the thing is, that you can see the edge is touching Indonesia, right?
Yeah,
So if that plate, that's a Russian plate which is taken over Indonesia, if
mhm,
that plate touches
yeah,
and moves it up, a mountain is formed, depending on how it moves up, right?
yeah.
But because of which will there be an earthquake in Australia?
Um, no.
Look like a question answer paper.
Yeah, I
No.
mean, no. Actually, no. Mm.
Are you sure?
Oh
I
my
swear I've
god.
learned about this. I just forgot a little.
What a question I've asked! Oh my goodness. Okay, okay, it's fine. Don't worry about that
Okay,
question.
wait. I'll tell you how tectonic plates work. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, when it
No.
touches, it takes time and can all. You know how mountains are formed?
Yeah.
Not because some dump truck comes and puts mud over there and becomes a mountain. Okay. It's because tectonic plates touch each other and moves up, and that's how even volcanoes are formed. I have a question. Okay, one more question.
Man.
Now you see, okay, you can see. You stop
Shit.
presenting.
No. The lag.
You already saw presently.
No, no, it's fine. It's fine. Now look, can you see? Can you see the African plate? Okay, you can see the African plate. Where are you? Boss? Yeah, Vedaanth, yeah. Yeah, the African plate. And you can see the Arabian plate,
Yeah.
With
right? Now you
Mm.
see both of them touch.
uh,
No,
no,
no, it's not touching actually. That's a small. Bro, if we like, if we come to real Earth, it's actually much more. The distance is actually much more bigger. From here
So
also,
what
the
is the
distance.
distance between each plate?
That I don't know, but like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that is there. Yeah, like you see, Greenland, it looks really big compared to Africa, but it's barely anything compared to
Yeah,
Africa
it's
yeah,
because
very small compared to Africa
the
actually.
the further it moves on top of the map or to the bottom of the map, the bigger it becomes.
yeah,
So can you see? So all these plates don't touch.
yeah. They
Vedant.
don't. I don't. Yeah, I don't
So you
think that.
know in Turkey there was a earthquake recently,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is it because the Arabian and the African plates touched?
Mm,
Because half of Turkey is in Africa and half of Turkey is in Europe.
might be, but I don't know.
Is it because
Not
of
clear. It's not clear actually.
there's half of Turkey which is in Africa
Yeah.
and you have half of Turkey which is in Europe. That's the only country which is there in both continents, right? Now you see over there, the African plate and the Arabian plate, they are really close to each other.
Mm.
Now, was the earthquake formed because those two tectonic plates touched?
Well,
Yeah,
I need to research actually. I'm
sorry.
not sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question. I have one more question. So,
Uh,
is there a huge amount of gap in between all these plates?
yeah, not a huge amount of gap, but on like this, these gaps actually these are really big. Even though this looks like really small, it's actually I don't know the distance, but compared to real
So,
life,
what is in that gap? Do you go to the center of the earth?
no, oh, yeah, there is. I don't know. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that at all. Okay, I'll just present my screen. This is a tectonic plate as of what Google says. Okay. Okay. Now
This
can you
is
see
a
that?
topic Kendra should take actually. You should ask Kendra actually.
Okay. Now you can see this, right? Vedant?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you see over here the Indian plate,
Hmm.
right? Now let's say this Indian plate starts moving up and what? Looks like what? One sec. Don't present it. Wait. I know I want the answer from him. That's why. Okay. Now let's say this moves up. Okay. Oh, what have I done? Sorry, I clicked. Okay. Let's say this moves up. Okay. And this Eurasian plate slightly moves down.
I
Okay.
think yeah, I think
Now when this
mountain will
moves
be
up,
happy.
it will touch the Arabian plate as well.
Yeah.
Now when it starts moving, will it start creating a gap here? Will there be a gap here? Like a 4-inch gap there. So like you fall into the earth or something. Don't know, man. So wait, can this 4 inches make a difference so that a human can fall inside? So what is inside?
I mean,
Ah, wow, I mean is inside. What is it? But isn't it like a sudden dip? Oh, all right. Hmm. Ah, that is when two plates collide, right? So that's the kind of dip.
that's not
But in the
4 inches.
water, you won't know that, right? In the water, you won't know there's a dip. Hmm. What happens? Oh, okay. 4 inches, 4 inches. And the what? Okay. I don't know why you're using me, but okay. Right. Okay. As next person who asked me this, I'll tell Amin told me this. Don't tell me. Secret. Okay. Oh. So, mom, I think we're done.
Please don't give me less funds for
No
not.
more questions? That's all?
Maybe
What else do
Vedant
you
can
want to know?
ask a question.
Anybody else having any
I
questions?
meant
What
please
happened
don't
to you,
give me less
Farhan?
funds for not
Farhan, what
answering.
happened to you today?
I like.
Questions? That's so strange.
You
Because
know,
I
you're not asking any questions, Farhan. How come?
Like
And he
I
got
like.
tired from asking too many questions at my assessment.
Huh? I asked so many questions on everyone's assessment, but